Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, glory, honor goes to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone. Taught us this true citation. All y'all can push in this word day in and day out. Let me get straight to it.
Percent of Americans are not paying their bills. Yeah, you heard. So I just found out that 30% of Americans are not paying their bills. Yeah, you heard that right. 30% of Americans are not paying their bills. Now, if we look at the entire U.S. population, we'll round it up to 350 million. Let's say 350 million. Now, anywhere between 50 and 100 million of those people are not paying bills. They're not old enough to have expenses or be responsible for those expenses. So let's just wipe out, let's say, 50 million to make it easy. So 350 down to 300 million. That means if 30% of Americans are not paying their bills, that is a little under 100 million people have just said, nah, I'm good. I'm okay. Not paying my rent.
Don't pay back your credit card. Who cares, man? Who will stop you? If the government can be in debt, so can I. So can you. Open up 10 credit cards, 50 credit cards, run them up. Keep it going, keep it going. No one's going to stop us.
Please, y'all, join me because I'm unemployed. I'm not paying my bills. It's possible. Like, come on, join me. Please, join me because otherwise I'm going to have to pay this. Seriously, though, we need to do something. There's so many people who can make a change, and I see them constantly saying, oh, there's nothing we can do, there's nothing we can do. Babe, oh my gosh, there's so much you can do. Like, I don't know, I don't get it. There's so many things you can do. Starting mutual aid. Let's just all start meeting up in the street and screaming together.
I stayed out of trouble. I went to school. I didn't party. I focused on what I wanted. You know what? I graduated, updated my resume, started applying to, and did hundreds of applications. You know how many callbacks I got? A handful. You know how many of those turned into actual jobs? Zero. I'm talking entry-level positions. I'm talking about jobs I was overqualified for and it didn't matter. Meanwhile, my bills don't care that the job market is broken. My rent doesn't care. My car payment doesn't care.
For decades, we've been told to pay your bills on time and maintain a good credit score, and many people have been doing that because we want to maintain a perfect profile. But more and more, I'm seeing a growing trend of people saying, no, I'm not going to do that anymore, and I don't even care about my credit score because of the cost of living.
This is your sign. Stop paying your credit cards. Okay? Now, this is not medical advice by any means, but it's important for you to know that my credit cards have not been paid in many, many, many months. And whose credit score is going up? Yeah, this girl. This girl! So it's all a scam. It's all numbers. Money is not real. It is just numbers on a freaking screen at this point. And same with the credit score. Numbers on a screen that go up and down. Like a teeter-totter.
So I just found out that 30%.
So there you have it, man. People aren't paying their bills, ain't paying their credit cards, which, hey, people are in survival mode, man. The average American, man. You know, because, when it comes to, keeping your lights on, keeping a roof over your head, putting food in your mouth, everything else becomes second tier, second nature. Like, everything else is an afterthought, pretty much. You're not going to worry about, paying your credit card bill and shit when you just lost your job, man. You're like, fuck it, I just lost my job. And, you got people not paying their mortgages either. I just did a video about a week ago, within the past week, about the foreclosure rate being up, 20 to 30% as well, too, And you see the comment that's pinned. It says, I work for a major bank. Hundreds of thousands of people have not paid their mortgages in over 6 months. The bank doesn't know what to do. Well, the bank's about to collapse, man. Ain't gonna be no bailouts like 2008, man. Homelessness is at an all-time high. Evictions are at an all-time high. So you these homeowners, you basically tenants that's has some type of minor ownership stake in the property, man. That's basically what you are, kind of like a business. You know, somebody has like a minor stake, because really the bank's the owner, right? So just like a business, somebody has a minor share of the company, you know what I mean? Minor stake. Same thing when you're a homeowner, all right? So people aren't paying their mortgages. You know, I think this is what they're going to do. You know, it's going to get so bad within the next coming months that, you know, because the sheriff could only evict so many people per day, right, due to foreclosure. So I'm thinking it's going to get so bad where the banks are just going to allow the people to stay in their homes, right? Once they default on their mortgages and the foreclosure process is complete, they're just going to allow them to stay in their homes and just rent it back out to them. Right. In different instances, especially if the homeowner or former homeowner in question takes the market of beast. Okay, yeah, you take the market of beast, you can stay in your home. You ain't gotta worry about moving and all that other shit. Downsizing. Because that's what most homeowners do. When they default on their mortgage, they fuck around and downsize. Like they'll go from a 5-bedroom, 3,000 square foot home to that they paying like $4,000 or $5,000 a month to a 2-bedroom, you know, 1,500 square foot apartment or condo somewhere where they're paying like, you know, $2,000 a month. Okay. Let me play this clip. It says how AI will cause.
Consider this our economy. You have 50% of white collars are going to vanish over the next 5 years. Gone. Which means that those people are going to have to liquidate their stocks to pay for their homes, which will eventually run out, and mortgages will go unpaid, forcing them to sell their homes. And what are the jobs being lost? They're white-collar, high-end jobs that in the eyes of the bank, they were like, hey, this is a guaranteed guy to pay his mortgage. We call them AAA. And guess what? They're gone. Those AAAs are supposed to be secure investments for pensions and fixed income and low-risk solid returns. And every time you take out one of these blocks, it becomes a liability and adding to the top of the tower. So what does government do? What did they do last time? They printed money. Quantitative easing. Just like after 2008, the government bailed out the banks. They pushed trillions of dollars into the economy to hedge off a total and complete collapse, like something like the Great Depression or something like that. But when government prints money, it causes inflation, and they take on a little bit of debt. I just told you there's $14 trillion of mortgages out there. If the high credit score people that the banks base their security on to make good on those mortgages, if the AAAs stop making payments because they were replaced by AI, the housing market now is 3 times the size it was in 2008, with double the debt. The government would have to print so much money that just the payments on the debt would consume 100% of the federal tax revenue. So look at this. Consider.
So there we have it, man. It's a lose-lose situation. It's a win-win for us, but lose-lose for the average Babylonian, man. All right, so, you know, people talking about Great Reset, New World Order, you know, all that's coming, man, okay? Within the next year, I'll say. You know, you got fucking homeless encampments everywhere and shit. Places where it didn't used to be a homeless encampment. You have homeless encampments now, man. You know? So, hey, man. This is why you got to constantly pray. And, you know, hope the Lord have mercy on you, man. All right, being a faithful servant. Okay, so let me get some precepts, man. The second Ezra 15 and 49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty. Hey, this is a plague going on right now. Poverty, man. People can't pay their bills. You know, you got women on TikTok complaining. You know, begging for it, man. You know, right now is the easiest time to honestly get a woman, man. You know, famine, sword, and pestilence. Hey, man, the Lord's getting ready to bring a pestilence, a great pestilence upon the earth, the ultimate pestilence, which is the missiles when Yahweh Shai, who the word and because Jesus Christ comes back. But he's coming in the midst, in the meantime, in between time. He's about to bring a major pestilence, man. Could be this fall going into winter. We'll see. You know, because summer's pretty much over. We're in August. To be almost in the second week of August. Can you believe that? Time is flying. Another month we be wearing, you know, depending on what part of Babylon, America you in. But around another month and a half, month and some change. Going to late September, we be back to wearing hoodies and jackets real soon. You know, summertime just flew by just like that, man. Right? So the Lord's bringing poverty upon the earth, man, because these people are wicked, man. You know, leave it up to them. If America were to bounce back, right, leave it up to these people. You know, they be celebrating Halloween in a few weeks. Thanksgiving and Saturnalia, a.k.a. Christmas, man. And pagan New Year's. Right? Just leave it up to them, right? So that's how you know that the Lord and these people ain't innocent, man. The Lord got his eye upon the sinful kingdom, man. The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, man. And this is how you pay back. You know, evildoers is by taking their goodies away, taking their comforts away, you know. So economy is going to continue to falter, right? Yeah, even the bird had to chime in on there. He's like, yeah, that's right. Keep going, man. Keep going. He's like, keep going, man. I got my window open. Yeah, of course. You could hear me. I can't see him, but he could hear me, man. And it says, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death, man. All right. So even if your house is paid off free and clear, guess what? Esau can take your house via property tax. You know, I know a guy in a situation right now. This Jake, man. He just foreclosed over $7,000, man. According to him, the house is free and clear of mortgages. But he just, you know, foreclosed over $7,000, man. And I told him, look, man, you gotta make a move. Try to get the money from somewhere, you know. I mean, next time I'll talk to him, I haven't talked to him about a couple weeks, week and a half or whatever. Next time I tell him, man, you know, hey, if you know you need to take a loan or credit card, get the shit back, get it back, man. You know, you know, because it's fucked up out here, man. You know, because all it's gonna do is keep compounding. That interest gonna keep compounding, man. He's gonna owe more and more, and then legal fees. You don't want to wait that long till legal fees get involved. And it says to waste thy houses with destruction and death, man. Hey, man, scripture says, man, you take away a man's labor, it's like you slaying him, man. I ain't gonna get it, but So you take away a man's home, his house, his job. Because, a lot of people work from home. You ain't got a roof over your head. How the fuck you going to work from home? You can't do it in a library. They're going, library, depending on which municipality you live in. They'll get on your ass about making noise or speaking too much, being too loud. And in the meeting rooms, they always reserved and shit. You got to go get a meeting room in a library. I know this from experience. You got to go in there like right when they open, 9, 10 o'clock, man, to get one of those meeting rooms. Especially when school's in session. Which that's back to schools in a couple weeks. People don't even got money to take their kids back to school shopping. A lot of these children today, they're going to be wearing the same clothes they wore last year. Okay. This is Baruch 3:8. Can't believe I forgot about this scripture, but the Spirit wanted this back out pursuant to this lesson. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity where thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse and to be subject to payment. So this is a curse. Paying a mortgage, that's a curse, man. Paying rent, it's a curse. Paying a lease on a vehicle, that's a curse. Paying a phone bill, light bill, water bill, gym bill. It is the earth is free. You gotta pay for a gym to stay in shape. That's a curse, man. I remember I was taking this bullshit class back in January. But I did learn a few things from it. So, and then they paid me to be there, so I can't say it's all the way bullshit. But they were saying that bugged out Italian teacher in there. He's like, yeah, we live in a payment society. People don't care how much shit costs no more. It's about the monthly payment, And that's true. Pursuant to the scripture. Subject to payments, man. According to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. So we are our fathers coming back in the reincarnation, okay? We are our forefathers coming back, man. This is just the last reincarnation under Esau, man, in captivity. All right. So, hey, man, the Lord's, he's got it set up to where it's about to be a mass insurrection by force. Because these people, they just sitting back, letting Esau kicking them in the ass until, push them to the edge until they, their arms are swinging, their toes is at the ledge. They're getting ready to fall, and then now all of a sudden you want to fight, So their back is against the wall. So now people are about to riot. They're about to lose it. Who knows where this gas diesel situation will be in another few weeks. Who knows where food stamps, housing vouchers will be in another few weeks. Because those are the things that's going to go down first. These entitlement programs, because we're in Jacob's trouble. So the things that Esau is going to cut back first is these entitlement programs. You saw when Trump first got in office, the first thing he did was took away the DEI, the nigga woman, little bullshit government jobs. Now the nigga woman on OnlyFans. Now the nigga woman selling herbal teas and shit, flat belly teas to make ends meet. Selling box. Doing massages. America is a third world country because that's the stuff they do in third world country. So America then became a third world country, man. But we gonna be all right, man. All right, we good. We ain't got, this ain't for us, Of course, like damn, it's almost been 2 years, but this October has been 2 years. Hold on. Damn, 3 years, bro. Yeah, 3 years since I had my last, regular jobs, Brother's been hustling. I've been hustling since then, man. I haven't had a job in 3 years, man. I think 2 years is when keep thinking 2 years because that's when the unemployment ended. Because I had it for a year. And that's about to be a thing of the past too. Unemployment benefits, which that doesn't pay enough. You gotta work part-time on top of your unemployment to fucking pay, keep a roof over your head, man. You know, that's what I did. I just kept it pushing. I ain't tell my demon or nothing. Okay. I check it. Yeah, so I ain't even tell my demon or anything. I just, you know, told the Akim and told the Lord, of course. Right? So, you know, yeah, you're going to be affected one way or another, man. You know, you ain't going to be scot-free. You know, the Lord's going to test your faith one way or another, man. You know, you going to get weak, you going to crumble, or you going to fight through it, man. Thumb through it. But they say thumb through it, man. All right. So, you know, these people becoming content creators to pay their bills and shit, streaming 24/7 on Kick. You know, because Kick could give you a bag, man, for streaming 24/7. It's just like a regular job, man. Fucking Kick. All right. Like YouTube don't pay no more, so everybody on Kick now. You know, showing you this place is done. Hey, the Lord's getting ready to kick Esau out of his rulership seat. So that's the spirit that platform is named Kick. You know. So, but we at the end of our captivity. We ain't got too many bills left. You ain't got 8 years left to pay off your car note, man, or 30 years to pay your fucking mortgage. You know, this devil wants to introduce 50-year mortgage. You know, showing you this place is finished. Because home ownership amongst young people, when I say young people, let's say like 45 and under, right? The younger population is at an all-time low. All right. You know, really the baby boomers own all the assets, man. You know, you want to get rich, go up in the old folks' home, you know, and make some business contacts with them, man, because they got all the assets. The baby boomers, they got all the properties, all the vehicles. They own all this shit, man, and it's about to get taken from them too. This is Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. It's gold and silver, precious metals, which even the gold's not gonna save you. You got people got as much gold as Fort Knox. That's not gonna save them. In Jacob's trouble, martial law. You know, all hell breaking loose. Right, but you know, the society's ran off of false balances, fucking dollar, fiat notes, you know, bullshit currency, crypto. That's a false balance, man. Crypto. Which I know crypto, I believe it's down now, but best believe when they getting ready to push this B system, crypto's gonna be pumped to the all-time high. Bitcoin gonna be $1 million. Let's see what BTC price is, man. BTC price. Let's check, cause I ain't really been on the crypto shit. So it's due for another pump, man. Just to go 1 year. Oh yeah, it's due for another pump real soon. Look at this. Look at the charts, bro. All right, this fall is going to skyrocket, man. So now's a good time to buy in, man. You know, you buy when blood is in the streets, man. Now's a good time to buy in, you know, whatever crypto or assets you into, man. Because it's looking like it's about to pump real soon, man. You know, but hey, man, shit's getting ready to hit the fan, man. So